All right. So the consensus enforcers, which is literally every influencer on every social media platform, uh, it's insanity. But all right, this is about the Epstein stuff uh, because people are you don't know how to play catch up. So there was literally no evidence that Epstein actually killed himself. It was just something that was a useful narrative for us trying to get Trump to win over Hillary. Uh, Trump is right. The Democrats make all this shit up, or at least it's mostly the Democrats. They also made up Pizzagate, which I used to get Trump elected. That was literally the main thing that I used to push all the different controlled groups of people. People who are controlled by the conspiracy theory groups, but the conspiracy theory groups are just members of mainstream culture, the educated who believe uh, everyone needs to act a certain way or else, uh, to say the least. I mean, it's like I'm skimming through it, over summarizing it. But here's the thing about people who are going apeshit about Trump and Epstein. So you don't like Epstein, and you don't like the things Epstein does. Let me tell you something right now. Epstein Island is the entire Western culture behind the facade. Most of the people crying Epstein and Pizzagate stuff are covering up that they actually know about it, and they want to make sure that they're on the right side of any kind of war that starts, because that was their main worry, you know. And the thing is the only wars that have started are ones that they've done preemptively, assuming we were going to go to war with them, even though we aren't actually collective like they are. You know, it's like the thing that I put the most effort into is freeing people from manipulation, which is the exact opposite of what influencer culture is. So, good Lord, right before the whole Epstein thing happened, if you spent any amount of time on social media at all, you'll have seen that that kind of shit is going on nonstop everywhere. You literally have to go out of your way to not know those kinds of things, and most people just pretend. And it's at a point now, and it's been at a point probably for a very long time, where it's gone too far. The things that we claim to be doing to protect young people has done and is doing the exact opposite. Because we're growing up and we're raising our kids in a giant brothel casino that makes Epstein Island look like a fucking kids park. And I'm not exaggerating, and if you think that sounds gross, I'm sorry. Welcome to Earth. Earth is gross. Humans are actually kind of gross. They're kind of crazy. We're designed literally just to make families and build families and focus on our families and extended families, and through that the community and stuff like that. And especially influencer culture, they go far beyond that, and it makes them nuts. Holding off on serious relationships for so long past when humans are supposed to start makes everybody nuts. There's a lot of things that are coped with to the point where the things that are screwed up and are coping with it has been defined as normal human life. And anybody that isn't in that boat isn't normal. So, or is primitive. So, you know, it's like I would use an example. I don't want to call anybody out as an example. It's really irritating. But there's a lot of stupid people who are pro the idea that Trump is lying about the Epstein stuff because they're naive as hell. Naive as hell. I used to be naive, even though I knew a lot of stuff. but I didn't know enough to be able to put everything together. But there's no outside. You're in Epstein Island. You're part of it. You help fund it. You help work it. All those people who claim to be fighting against it, all the anti-Trumpers that are going to use this Epstein thing to say, well, we're against Epstein, so therefore we're against Trump. Liars. They're all liars. They're all liars. They all I guarantee you, they all know better. And there's a bunch of them that are literally human hunters scouting for talent, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, it's the problem mostly with liberal friends, because they're less honest about that kind of thing. The more conservative types are more honest about it, and by being honest about it, it's safer for the kids. It's a giant brothel. There's only so much we can do. And to expect anything else is a fool's expectation. And you're in the way. You're in the way of us fixing things because you're too stupid. You're too stupid to be part of the conversation. And that's what has been attempted to be taught to everybody. But the problem with extremist democracy is everybody's got to have a freaking opinion, even if they don't understand any of the information. So we're screwed until people stop being as stupid as they are, and that can take a really, really long time. And it really does start with the right kind of leadership, because we're pack animals and we're family animals, and we look up to our elders if we don't spend all our time getting rid of them, like liberals tend to do. So shit is beyond screwed up. And if you're going crazy about the Epstein stuff and you produce things on social media, you're a full-blown artard. Full-blown. There's no going back. There is no going back. Because your inability to deal with your emotions on this topic is going to make you a threat to any kind of progress that we can make to make things actually safer. So we don't have people literally making a living trying to turn your kids into entertainment, or trying to get you to turn your kids into entertainment, so that when they become of age, they're ripe for the market. And I don't mean any kind of normal market. I'm talking about the brothel. So that's our culture. And Trump is the best that we could ever have hoped for. I literally just got him into the presidency to shake things up enough so that the people who were in power lost complete control. And they did. Except at the same time, Trump, he took that job damn seriously, and he is a really good family man, and he is a good friend to the people he's friends with. So he's a rare, I'd say he's a rare kind of person, but it's only because we live in a giant brothel casino where decent people are forced to act like they're not. Otherwise, they get screwed over constantly by scammers. So there you go. Merry Christmas. Good luck with that. You're not going to be able to digest it because people are too stupid and too emotionally unstable, So thank God that's not everybody, but it's a lot of the people who are still addicted to the internet, and that's literally where it is. All of this information would never be in your head if they weren't using it to put in your head using the internet, something that didn't exist before. The only way they were able to do it before was like phone party lines and shit like that, or clubs and bars. They actually had to groom us all. They had to house N-word and cracker us all, keep us all in line for the masters. They used to have to do it all in person. Now they think they can do it with metadata, and that is what's fucked them up, because they don't know how to do it the normal way anymore. It's like I came in at the tail end of them training people how to do things without computers. So, the field I'm trained for is literally like undercover boss type stuff, consulting, research, a lot. There's a lot of weird stuff that got involved in my major that I had not exactly planned for, because I kind of winged it getting into college. I thought I was going to go do computer science because I wanted to make video games. But what I ended up learning how to do is a lot more useful. It just hasn't made me any money, but I've changed the fucking future. Israel has been saved, saving the Middle East and the world. Israel is a lot better at taking criticism, and they're starting to learn that their allies in the West are they live off Israel being under threat, and they help keep it under threat, so that religious people know religion's no good, and so that non-religion people know that it's bad to be religious, and they're better off not being religious, because we're in a giant brothel casino. Grow up, and wake up. It's not complicated. I've been saying this for a decade. Literally for a decade I've been saying these things. So, or at least close to it. Anyways, good luck everybody.